Hi everybody, I'm Christy Gordson in downtown Seattle and welcome to Washington Grown. Today we're going to discover all that goes into those breakfast foods that'll make you want to jump out of bed. And speaking of breakfast, we'll visit Willamette Egg Farms in Moses Lake, Washington to see what a large-scale egg operation looks like. Kelsey will take to the streets to learn what Seattleites eat for breakfast. You may be surprised. I'll talk with Claudia Coles from the Washington State Department of Agriculture and learn what they do to ensure our food is safe to eat. We'll find out how to make an out-of-this-world breakfast treat, Bananas Foster French Toast. Then visit a public school in Walla Walla to learn more about Washington's Farm to School program and how they're making an effort to feed kids quality food from local family farms. Then we're in the kitchen with our home chef, Kristen.
Today we're making great everyday breakfast ideas that you can do for your family. We'll be making an overnight oatmeal that you can customize the morning you want it, and a basic easy muffin mix that you can keep in your pantry and make on busy mornings.
All this and much more on Washington Grown.
There you go.
That's okay. For whole wheat, this is pretty awesome.
They are so delicious.
I'm hungry for a great breakfast, so today I'm headed to Portage Bay Cafe in Seattle, Washington to see just what they have in store for me. I spoke with Chef Avalon Zanoni a little on what type of experience Portage Bay Cafe offers.
So if you come in on a weekend, it's going to be really busy.
Yeah.
And what they can then expect when they sit down is some really great local, sustainable, organic food.
It's all about breakfast.
It's all about breakfast. We do some lunch service too, and we have some cool lunch items, but here the star of the show is the breakfast for sure.
I spoke with some of the patrons and they all seem to agree.
It's just a fun place to come. Great food. The food is excellent. It's locally sourced, it's organic, it's sustainable, and that doesn't sacrifice the taste at all. It's really the best tasting diner, upscale diner, American food that I've ever had in Seattle.
I actually come on a regular basis. It's a great place to eat.
It's a really wholesome place, and I know that it's from a lot of friends here. I know that it's like embodies the goodness of the Northwest.
Later in the show, Chef Avalon will show us how to make Bananas Foster French Toast. Have you ever wondered just where those grocery store eggs come from? We traveled to central Washington, just outside of Moses Lake, to Willamette Egg Farm's Washington Egg Operation. Here, they house over 1 million laying hens. I caught up with Greg Satram for a tour of the farm, but first, we just have to know, why do we have to wear these funny suits?
You know, mostly we wear these suits just because they look good, but at the same time, they actually help protect the hens from different diseases that you know, we could pick up out in the environment from wild birds or whatnot. And yeah, other than that, it's just for looking good, really.
Fashion statement.
Is it working?
Inside this barn, we found 180,000 hens, all happily doing their job, laying eggs. In this barn, they're in cages. In another barn, the hens are cage-free.
You know, when people think of an egg farm, they envision hens running around outside. And the reality is, pretty much everything in the world eats chicken, right?
Chickens, yeah.
So chickens have a lot of concerns in this world. And one of their primary concerns really is being safe. One of the advantages that we see in cage systems and even in aviary type systems is the birds too tend to be more calm.
Here's an example of an aviary cage-free system. I asked Greg why they raise hens in different systems.
You know, consumers all have different preferences.
Yeah.
So as a farmer, we have to produce eggs in different ways to satisfy the different consumers we have. And the reality is there are positives and negatives with each system. So one of the biggest benefits of this system is very efficient. The hens lay a lot of eggs, they stay very clean, they're up out of the manure, they stay very healthy. So in terms of a consumer who goes to the store and wants the lowest price egg, this is how they're produced. Some folks want to see more of a traditional type production where the hens are running around doing, engaging in natural behaviors. And that's why we have cage-free type systems.
Willamette Egg Farms has different color hens who lay different color eggs.
We have mostly brown eggs in our cage-free type facilities. However, there really is no difference between a white egg and a brown egg. The pigment on the shell, which is really just determined by the breed of the hen.
When it comes to eggs, does it really matter if they're local?
I tell people it's always better to buy local food. It's always better to buy local eggs. Eggs that are produced right here are always going to be fresher than eggs that are coming 1,000 miles from somewhere else. When you crack the egg, you'll see a nice bright yellow yolk. And if that yolk stands up nice and tall, that says something about the well-being of the hen that produced it, for sure.
When it comes to the nutritional value of eggs, they are a winner.
Eggs are a great source of high-quality protein, first of all. 13 essential vitamins and minerals, lutein, which is great for your eyes, choline, which is really important for brain development with young children. All that under 90 calories.
And finally, we wanted to find out where we can find these hens' eggs.
Many of the eggs that are produced here at this farm are actually sold under the Olympia Valley label, which is at Walmarts across the Northwest.
What do you put in your omelets?
I like lots of cheese and onions, peppers, sort of the Denver style.
Sure.
Yeah.
Love it. Before we left, Greg thought I needed a little up-close and personal time with a chicken.
I know.
Yeah, she'll settle down just a second. There you go.
Okay.
You guys are getting along great.
Well, Greg, thank you so much for having us here at your farms. I can't believe how many hens are here, but I learned so much. And I think she wants to go back home.
All right.
You've been good, though. Thank you.
To learn more about what it's like to be a farmer in Washington, go to our website at wagrown.com.
Hey guys, it's Kelsey Cook. Now, we've all heard that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. So I'm hitting the streets of Seattle to find out exactly what people eat for breakfast to help kickstart their day. What did you guys have for breakfast this morning?
I'm trying to remember. It was real food. It wasn't breakfast food. It was something other than breakfast food.
I had sprouted, it was oats. It was oats and something else. It was like a raw mix.
Okay.
Also sprouted grains.
Good for
and
you.
a little bit of cacao, some fresh strawberries, some almond milk, and some stevia.
Oh my gosh, you make me feel
pretty
so
tasty.
unhealthy. You're doing it right.
That was good, yeah.
Yogurt and a bagel.
Okay.
Nothing exciting. I didn't have breakfast.
No breakfast.
No, I had coffee.
That's never good.
Unsweetened oatmeal with bananas and agave nectar and cinnamon.
An omelet.
Omelet. Okay,
Yes.
cool. So protein type of guy.
Yep.
Nice.
Lots of protein, lots of veggies.
Do you have the same thing?
I had a bagel and cream cheese.
You're like, yeah, I'm not doing what she's doing. Okay.
Too much effort.
This morning I had eggs, potato, yogurts, and berries.
Oh, nice. So you're doing the full spread.
I do it all.
Coffee.
I had oatmeal with dried mulberries.
Mulberries?
Yeah, I just discovered them.
And what did those taste like? I don't think I've ever had those before.
They're sweet, they're dried, so when you cook them, like in the oatmeal, they get slimy. But if you get past that,
sounds
they're really
disgusting.
good. No, they're like, any kind of blackberries or raspberries.
Okay.
Just some cereal.
Cereal? What kind of cereal?
I think it was Honey Bunches of Oats.
That's hard to go wrong with Honey Bunches of Oats.
Well, we had an Americano on our walk to work.
Yeah. And then I had a bagel and cream cheese.
Okay.
At work.
And usually I kind of just grab some stuff from the hot bar when I get to work and eat it really quickly.
Sushi.
sushi.
Homemade sushi.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
For breakfast this morning, I had a breakfast burrito that I made myself, eggs, chicken sausage, and some cheese, avocado, and some hummus, just because I felt like it.
That's really gourmet.
Yeah, and plus it's filling, and then I don't have to worry about lunch until later in the day. I hate getting to work and then being hungry already.
So welcome to the Northwest.
Yeah, right.
I'm at the Bayview Market in Olympia, Washington, and I'm talking food safety with Claudia Coles with the Washington State Department of Agriculture. Thanks for talking about food safety with me.
You're welcome.
So what is your role with the Washington State Department of Agriculture?
I'm the administrator of our Office of Compliance and Outreach within the Food Safety Consumer Services Division.
So basically, your department keeps the food safe that we eat and that we ship out to everybody else.
Absolutely.
So how do you do that?
Well, one of the things our agency does is we have a sampling program for foods and feeds and different types of crops that Washington produces. Any product that is produced that's a food product in the state of Washington, all those products that are grown in Washington and are made into food products in the state of Washington, our agency oversees.
How important is food safety to consumers?
Food safety is important to all of us, whether you're the consumer, the processor, the producer, because we want to make sure that we have repeat customers coming and consuming our products and promoting our products across the state and across the country.
How can consumers play a role in keeping their food safe?
Consumers play a big role in keeping their food safe by purchasing products from reputable stores, making sure that you're buying products that when they're refrigerated, that you properly refrigerate them, washing your fruits and vegetables, you bring them home, using proper cooking temperatures, making sure you're properly handling and storing and not cross-contaminating your products. But it's always really important to buy Washington products so you're sure that you're getting the safest and freshest, best products around.
How have things changed over the years to make sure that the food is safe?
I think there's been farming practices that have changed, whether people have reduced the use of commercial fertilizers by changing some of their soil testing and their farming practices, using different composted materials, to how they change their irrigation and water practices have made practices safer. But also on the food safety processing side, we have new regulations that have come out to help people identify what are some of the causes of foodborne illnesses, or what are some of the things and practices we could do to help reduce and mitigate pesticides.
What is the Food Safety and Modernization Act, and what does that mean to me?
The Food Safety Modernization Act, well, it's a new regulation that Congress passed in January 2011, and it's one of the biggest changes to the Food Safety National Act since 1906, when President Teddy Roosevelt passed the first Food, Drug, Cosmetic Act. It is mandating FDA to work with states, work with their industry, working with their education on some new regulations that will come out on produce safety, but also prevention and control rules that our manufacturers will have to be implementing when it becomes final. What we're working on together as industry and states, working with consumer groups and more importantly our processors, is how do we meet those regulations and how do we make them practical so people can utilize them? Because we really want to prevent issues rather than react to issues. So it's a huge change, not only for the farmers and growers, but for us regulators as well.
Sure.
The regulations are there to help our farmers and our markets to meet all the high quality requirements that are needed out there so that we have reputable products and that we have products that consumers and purchasers want.
To learn more about the food you're eating, log on to our website at wagrown.com. We're back at Portage Bay Cafe, and as promised, Chef Avalon is going to show us how to make Bananas Foster French toast. All right, so what are we going to do for Bananas Foster French toast? What do we do first?
So step one is going to be making caramel sauce. And our three ingredients for that are here.
Is this the amount of butter that's going to go in it?
And so this is a 1/8 recipe right here of our typical batch size. So it's a little bit smaller, but it's still a lot. This is heavy whipping cream, 100% from Smith Brothers Farms.
Right there.
And so we have here 2 pounds of brown sugar,
okay,
2 pounds of butter, and a 1/2 gallon of whipping cream.
Yes!
Yep.
First, we start by adding in the butter, and then the brown sugar. So for
Nice and
people at home, this would probably make enough French toast to serve.
This recipe would probably serve a nice table of 4 to 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
As the sauce heats up, we stir it with a whisk to make sure the butter, brown sugar, and cream mix evenly. A lot of cream. What happens after we get all this cream in there?
We're gonna let it come back up to a boil real quick.
Okay.
And then we're going to move on to cooking up some French toast.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that French toast is almost done, we're gonna fire up a little bit of our Bananas Foster sauce in its finished form.
Ooh.
So as this melts down, it's gonna make something that we sort of think of as like almost like a dessert roux. In this case, we're gonna use sugar, and it's gonna start to combine and make this sort of paste. And then as it starts to bubble, the sugars are gonna start to caramelize.
All right, so to make French toast, we obviously need some eggs. And Chef Avalon has some eggs here, and you're gonna show me how to crack an egg with one hand, which I have never done in my life. Nuh-uh, it's not that easy.
It so is.
So do it
and
again.
I'm gonna show you how to do it.
Do it again. That was not even.
That was not as even as. Oh, you're so close.
And
yeah, pull it open. Yeah.
Oh, but look at what I did to the poor thing. Oh no. In the meantime, while our sauce condenses and thickens, oh my gosh, that's so good. We'll start by soaking the bread in the egg mixture for about 30 seconds to a minute.
And it's gonna make a lovely little custard on the inside.
Lovely little custard.
Yeah.
Then it's time to toss them on the grill. Flip after about a minute, and then it's on to the sweet stuff.
Then I have 3 chopped bananas.
Have to have bananas. How long does this cook
So
together?
this is gonna cook together for about 1 more minute until it comes up to a nice little bubble.
Then toss in the rum and light the top to caramelize the sugar. Now it's time to combine it all on a plate. The moment we've been waiting for. Thank you. Okay,
Absolutely.
so
Please
I
enjoy.
get these 2, and you can have that one.
I'll have this piece.
Okay. All right, let's do this. Oh my gosh. The color is beautiful. Gotta get a banana in there and the sauce.
That's really good.
If I do say so myself. For more information on recipes like this and others, visit our website at www.wagrown.com. Decadent. Coming up on Washington Grown, what do your kids eat at school? We'll look at an innovative farm-to-school program in Walla Walla where kids are learning to try new things like tasty kale chips. Then we're in the kitchen with Kristen as she teaches us some new ways to jazz up breakfast. The Farm to School program is bringing fresh, local produce to school children throughout the state. Participating schools will work in connection with the Department of Agriculture to find local farmers who are interested in providing produce. We stopped by Blue Ridge Elementary in Walla Walla, Washington to see how the school is reacting to this new take on cafeteria food.
It's been very, very successful. Teachers have been great about promoting it in the classroom. We try to give them fun facts about what they're eating, and it just gets kids involved. Parents absolutely love it, are thrilled with the new ideas. They love it when their students then are in the grocery store and say, oh, we had that at school lunch, and let's try that. Kids are afraid of the unknown, and so if you allow them to taste and there's no fear that they have to eat it or they won't get something they like, they're very open to trying new things. I'd like everybody to taste it. If you don't like it, you don't have to eat it. We do 2 types of service. Sometimes we just bring the vegetable in, we serve it to everybody. But we've been really successful with sampling, where we provide just small taste to all students. And then if they like it, they'll find it on our salad bar.
Today, we're going to be making a simple dish, kale chips. After a quick wash and some deveining, we put the kale in a large bowl, add some oil, garlic powder, and salt. Mix thoroughly. Then spread the kale out on parchment paper and bake for 10 minutes at 320 degrees. After they cool, they're ready to serve. While this is a healthy snack, the real test will be the taste. So let's see what our experts have to say.
This is kale. It's salty. And it reminds me of spinach. It tastes like seaweed. Right?
You know, as we talk to some of our children, we are realizing that they have no idea where food comes from or the complete cycle of, from field to table. And so it's very important in their overall health to understand where food comes from, how that all works together. Washington is a great state for agriculture, and to be able to have these, and the Walla Walla Valley has such a wonderful growing season and such a variety. It's an amazing place to live, and it's an amazing place to have, the varieties that we do for kids.
If you're interested in bringing the Farm to School program to a school near you, visit our website at wagrown.com.
We are talking all about breakfast, and so you have some great ideas for easy breakfast at home.
Yes, just everyday simple things you can do in your kitchen, especially on those crazy school mornings when you're just trying to get everybody fed and ready for school. These are some great things you can make at home.
And one of the things is making a muffin mix, like in bulk, that you can just kind of store away and use when you need it.
Measure it out each time you want to make some muffins, but you have a big master mix of it, and that's what we're going to start with.
Okay, let's do it.
So we're going to start with 6 cups of whole wheat flour.
Okay.
Which is nice. It's good to get your day going with some whole grains.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to add 2 cups of all-purpose flour.
Okay. And this is all for the mix, so we're not making massive amounts of muffins right now. We're just making the mix. It'll be all good.
We add in sugar, baking powder, salt, cinnamon, and freshly grated nutmeg.
Freshly grated. We can still smell it.
I know, it smells so good.
And then we're just going to mix it all together.
And so when you have a base like this, you can basically just add any kind of goodies that you want.
Yep, I think we're good.
Okay.
Today we're going to do some dried apricot walnut muffins.
Ooh.
So if you want to measure 2 cups of our main mix into here.
mix.
And I'm going to start dicing apricots.
While Kristen cuts the apricots into small pieces, I combine the wet ingredients.
Your kids, what kind of stuff do your kids like to put in the muffins?
I think all kids love pumpkin chocolate chip.
Yes.
So we do that one sometime. Though that one's more of like an after-school muffin than a breakfast one in our house.
Yeah, no kidding.
But we like to do the dried apricots. We do any frozen berries you can mix in and bake them up, and those are just delicious.
We incorporate the wet ingredients into the dry.
And we want to mix it just till it starts to be combined. When you overmix it, that's when you get tough muffins.
No, we don't want tough muffins.
We don't.
We're tough muffins.
but we don't want to make tough
muffins.
We continue to mix, then add in walnuts and apricots.
And then we're just going to mix it a couple more times to get those evenly distributed.
Okay. I love the mini muffin tins.
Kids think they're so cute too, so then they want to.
I think they're cute.
Then they want to eat them and even more.
You can eat 5 and feel okay.
And the added bonus is they cook faster too. So on a morning when you're trying to hurry and get going, then you're not waiting.
That's a great idea, yeah.
Longer.
Right.
After filling the muffin tins with batter, we sprinkle each with a touch of turbinado sugar. While we wait for the muffins to bake, Kristen shows us another quick breakfast treat.
Now we're going to show you how we do overnight oatmeal at my house.
That is a fantastic idea. I've never even heard of it, but
you know, I stumbled on the idea a few years ago when I had 2 little baby girls at the same time and could not figure out what to do for breakfast. And I thought, I wonder if I can do it in my crock pot. and I started doing it. So
awesome. So it's ready to go when you wake up in the morning.
Look at that. All you do is you just put about 4 cups of water into the base of your crock pot.
Okay.
And then 3 to 3.5 cups of water in a glass
Pyrex.
and add a cup of steel cut oatmeal. And that's it. Put the lid on, turn it on low, go to bed. Wake up in the morning and your oatmeal is done.
How easy is that?
I know.
That's so easy. I love it.
And the best thing is, then you get to have fun with your toppings.
Right.
And the way we like to do it is we like to try one kind of a fruit and then a kind of a nut on it. So that's kind of what we did today. We have some fruit, nut combos.
Okay.
Just so
So
you get
what
a little
are
bit
some
of
of the combos that you like to try?
So we have apples and walnuts. We have craisins and almonds. And then we have a pomegranate and some ground flax. And we also have some brown sugar and milk. And so then we just go at it. Every day we'll kind of pick our own little topping, and then that's just depending on what I have on hand, and that's what we do with our oatmeal.
I want to come over and spend a weekend at your house.
Anytime.
Then
we're ready.
Look at that. Look at how pretty that is with the pomegranate seeds. That looks delicious.
And again, it's that starting your day with whole grains. It's just really nice. And I love the apples and the walnuts. It just always tastes like fall to me.
It does. Well, what a good way to start your day, don't you think?
And now back to our muffins.
Oh, they smell delicious.
And they look delicious.
They do.
So we're gonna get them out, and then we wanna get them out of the pans. Especially these baby ones, they can overcook pretty quickly.
Oh, look at that. That's beautiful.
Some nice little
The
orange jewels of apricots.
I know. These are awesome.
And I love the way the nutmeg is working with the apricots.
They're so pretty. Steaming hot.
To find Kristen's recipe for her whole wheat muffins and crock pot oatmeal, log on to our website at wagrown.com. Well, that's it for this episode of Washington Grown. We hope you've learned some great ideas to get your morning started. Thanks for joining us.